Is the woke world leading us to chaos? Spoiler, yes, and fast. Countercultures have always existed. But this time, the problem isn't the system, it's the internet connection. In the 60s, hippies rebelled against war and capitalism. In the 90s, Gen X mocked consumerism. In the 2000s, society started questioning the status quo with more force. And in the 2020s, we have woke culture, a counterculture that was supposed to fight oppression but ended up fighting its own reflection in the mirror. The original intent: challenge power structures and give a voice to marginalized groups. The actual result? A movement where no one knows who the enemy is, and everyone ends up cancelled. So, are we witnessing a legitimate social revolution? Or is this just the digital version of the Salem witch trials, except now with hashtags and cancellations instead of torches and stakes? Today on 277 Broadcast, we break down whether woke culture is truly changing the world, or if it's just fast-tracking us to a Mad Max-style future, except instead of fighting for gasoline, we're fighting for likes and retweets. To understand woke culture, we need to understand how we went from "we need to talk about injustice" to "cancel this guy for a tweet" from 2009. Origin: the term woke comes from stay woke, originally meaning stay aware of injustice, mainly in racial issues. Evolution: over time it expanded to include gender, identity, and social inequality. The problem: somewhere along the way, the movement stopped being about questioning power and became a contest of moral purity, where each group competes to be the most righteous. And here's the kicker: the rules of the game changed so fast that even woke culture's own heroes can't keep up. J.K. Rowling went from feminist icon to public enemy #1 in 5 minutes. Ellen DeGeneres went from queen of inclusivity to toxic workplace villain. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard proved that even the woke crowd couldn't agree on which side to take. If even their own idols can't pass the test of moral purity, what the hell are we doing? There's a pattern here. Every counterculture starts with a great idea, until it drowns in its own stupidity. The hippies were right about Vietnam and corporate control, but then they started believing in astrology and cosmic vibrations. Gen X mocked consumerism, then sold their rebellion to Nike and MTV. Woke culture began by calling out inequality, but now it's more inquisitorial than the system it wanted to dismantle. And it has 3 fatal flaws. You can't win in a system built on outrage. If the value of your movement is based on who is the most morally pure, eventually everyone falls. It's ideological cannibalism. Yesterday's ally is today's oppressor because they didn't update their vocabulary fast enough. 2, social media made it all ridiculous. Social movements used to fight in the streets. Now revolutions happen on Twitter. And instead of burning cars, they burn careers. Want to change the world? You don't need action, just an old screenshot of someone saying something problematic in 2013. 3. You can't debate when emotion wins over reason. When woke culture says something is offensive, they don't prove it, they just feel it. Data and evidence don't matter. The only thing that counts is who screams the loudest. And in case you haven't noticed, woke culture is basically Salem 2024 edition. In Salem, if you float, you're a witch, so we burn you. If you sink, you were innocent, but congrats, you're dead. In woke culture, if you make a joke and someone gets offended, you're cancelled. If no one gets offended, you're boring and irrelevant. The entire damn system is designed for you to lose. If this continues, the future won't be more just or more free. It'll be dumber and more chaotic. Woke culture isn't bringing people together. It's dividing them faster than ever. We're not moving toward a more rational society. We're accelerating toward a digital apocalypse of tribal warfare over who is the most morally pure. We're not becoming more progressive or more conservative. We're just becoming more insane. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just look at internet discourse. People fighting because a video game changed the race of a fictional character. Academics losing their jobs for saying that water is wet. Influencers demanding that Pixar make movies about minorities they themselves don't represent. It's a competition to see who can find the next excuse to set the internet on fire. And here's the real question: how do movements based on outrage end? They self-destruct. They get institutionalized and become what they once hated. Or they just lose relevance because people get tired of the drama. So if woke culture is today's counterculture, what comes next? An even more extreme and ridiculous counterculture? Or a cultural collapse where no one takes anything seriously anymore? Because at this rate, in a few years, cancelling people will be more common than paying taxes. Subscribe to 277 Broadcast. And remember, if everything is offensive, then nothing is. But if you can't laugh at this, Well, I guess you're just waiting for the next woke wave to cancel you.